my website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, I've been getting some complaints about people not being able to hear what mode I'm playing, or just the difference between a mode. It's like, it sounds the same. But that's basically because I always choose to use the same scale. And in this video, I'm going to make it very clear to you, on an audible level, what a mode is and how the different modes sound. By simply using the same chord in the background and then playing different modes on it. Why should you learn this? Well, because the major scale is also the minor scale, same scale. And that scale has the ability to sound in 7 different ways. And if it's your time to play a solo, and you can decide what chords the band should play, then it's very important for you to absolutely know these 7 different sounds of the major scale. Because if you know them, and not just on a theoretical level, but on an experiential level, then you can use it to flavor your solos and to put in a great deal of variety in it without you having to do anything, but just dictate what chords are being played in the background. So let's do it. Let's discover how the modes really sound. And I should say that if you don't know what modes are, please just look up modes on this very channel. Just write modes or mode. And I assure you there'll be plenty of videos coming up where I attempt to give my explanation of what a mode is and what you should use it for. Because the natural, or not natural, but the traditional explanation to what a mode is idiotic in my perspective, simply. Sorry to be so frank, but that's how it is when you explain something and you're just left with the question, so what do I use that for, right? Just useless knowledge. But before we move on and go into the examples here, I should say that you should go follow us on Instagram. We've got free videos coming out, licks, motivational stuff that will keep you going when you're not as motivated as you want to be. You can sign up on our website, guitarmastery.net, where you can download and stream free live jam tracks. And we got a new one coming out each and every day, which is important every day to play some soloing if you want to become good in that area. Also, I'm Claus from guitarmastery.net. And let's begin. Of course, subscribe to this channel, but that kind of gives itself. So let's go into what are modes, basically. Well, we got that C major scale coming. Let's just, a major scale. And it's got 7 notes. And if you take each and every note out of those 7, and you say, okay, let me start on the first one, the C in the C major scale. And I take every other note from that note until I have 3 notes, I got a C major chord. If I take every other note from the second note in the scale, because of how the scale is constructed of whole tone and semitone intervals, I get a D minor chord. If I do the third note and say, okay, I'm gonna skip that one within the C major scale, not going to do that one, but this one, I get an E minor chord. Then I get an F major, a G major, and so we get 7 different chords which we can use to write songs or play songs. And those chords sound like they belong to the same family, and that family is the C major scale. And that's why we say the song is in C major. What we're referring to is that bundle of notes that we create melodies from it, we create chords from it, everything comes from that C major scale. And if we modulate and play in another key, that means that we're now using a different scale, of A major scale or whatever, right? So the modes are basically the sound you hear when you combine a scale with one of its chords. And the stuff you're playing on top of that is based on the chord note. So if I have like a C major scale and I play a C major 7th, which I get that chord by taking every other note until I have 4 notes, right, within the C major scale. If I play the C major scale, but with an emphasis on the notes of the C major chord, which is basically 4 notes playing in the background now, out of the 7, and I use the remaining, what is that, 3 notes, right? I use those 3 notes as passing notes. If I rest on them, it's going to sound a little bit out or off, right? But if I play the chord notes, it's going to sound like home all the time. And then and if I do that with every chord, so if I play a D minor, and now I play the same C major scale, but now I'm putting my emphasis on I start and end my lines on a note in the chord, using the C major scale still. Then what I'm hearing now is the D Dorian mode. Right? What I heard before was the C Ionian. So we have 7 names for those sounds, right? And it can be a little bit hard to hear the difference between them. But if I play like the same C major, if you look at the chords of the C major scale, we got 3 major chords. We got the C major 7th, the F major 7th, and the G dominant 7th. Those are all major. So if I play a C major triad here, right, then I could play C Ionian. I could also play C Lydian, which would actually be playing the G major scale on top of the C major, with an emphasis on the C note. So that will sound something like this. Can you hear the difference? Ionian. That was a little bit off there. And then Lydian now. So why is this Lydian when I play the G major scale? Because if I have the C major scale going, right, and I go to the 4th step, which is F, and I build a chord from that, I get an F major 7th, or just an F major chord, right? But if I go to the 3rd fret and play C major, then I will see that that's the 4th step of G. So if I play a G major scale, like I play the C major scale, now I'll just go down here to G, then the 4th step is C, which would be a C major 7th, or a C, right? So I can play a C major scale over that, or I can play a G major scale. The G major scale will sound Lydian if I keep focusing on the notes of the chord. And the C major scale will sound Ionian. If you're confused, just watch the other videos first, right? But I also know that there's a 3rd major chord. So in the case of C, if I go up 5 steps and build a chord from that, I get a G major chord. Right? And that is called, if I play the C major scale over the chord of the 5th step of the C major scale, I get the Mixolydian sound if I focus on the notes of the chord. Let's just do that in C major. So here we got the G dominant 7th, right? And I play the C major scale with an emphasis on the notes of the G major chord. It sounds something like this. Right? That's called the G Mixolydian sound, or just the Mixolydian mode. But if I said, okay, let me play the C Mixolydian, what is that? Okay, what is C the 5th step of, right? It's the 5th step of the F major scale. So if I were to play an F major scale on that same C chord, I would play the dominant. That's the C Mixolydian mode you're hearing, right? Let's play that a little bit more. Hear that? Okay, let's play Ionian now. Which is just the C major scale with an emphasis on the notes of the C major chord. Let's play Mixolydian again. Right? Ionian. Ionian still. C Ionian, C Mixolydian. Hear that? Difference. Okay, C Lydian. This is Lydian, right? You hear what this is? It's Mixolydian. Okay, Ionian. Lydian. See if you can guess the mode now. What mode is this? Mixolydian. Lydian. So I hope you can really hear the difference here. Those were the three major chords of the scale. So we get that's 3 out of 7 modes. Let's just do the minors as well. We had an A minor chord in the background. Right? I can play the Aeolian mode here over that chord. Still focusing on the notes of the A minor chord in the background. Then I can play A Dorian. Natural minor or Aeolian again. And please note that when I'm shifting from one mode to another, it's going to take you just a couple of seconds to get used to it. It sounds out, that one note that distinguishes one mode from the other. Once I hit that note, it's going to sound like, wow, I'm playing wrong. But once I keep doing that, you move into the note or the mode with your ears, basically. So if I play Aeolian again, now I go to Dorian. Wow, that sounds out. But just hear me keep playing Dorian. Now you've moved into the Dorian sound. Now let me switch to the Aeolian again. That's gonna take some getting used to. Would you hear that? What just sounded out suddenly sounds in because you're moving into it. You're getting used to the new mode. Once you're in it, you don't hear that it's there, actually. It's just Dorian. Aeolian. Let's play Phrygian. That's also a minor mode. That's the 3rd minor mode. Wow! Just listen for when you have moved into it. Sounds kind of oriental, like Middle Eastern. Let's go back to national minor. Let's play Dorian. Phrygian. Right? So I hope this clarifies the fact that if you got a song playing in C major or any minor key, you got 7 different chords. And if you say, okay, we're playing in the key of A minor, but I really want to, you know, we're playing like, right, that's the song here. But then the solo comes along, and you go for this. And you stay there. This is your solo piece, right? And then you go right back afterwards to your... You know, right? That's a known Yngwie Malmsteen trick to go for that in the harmonic minor mode. He goes for the Phrygian, but since it's harmonic minor, it becomes the Phrygian sharp third or the Phrygian major, whatever you want to call it. And that's a shift in sound completely. You go from that, and then he goes for the solo. It goes, you go deep down there, right? and then suddenly we return out of the solo. And then we're back into the song. Genius, a little trick there. And you can do the same thing. You got 7 different modes in minor or major that you can choose from and make your own and become really good at playing. So it really is a smorgasbord of colors that you can choose from. So I warmly recommend going into modes. You know, seek for or search for modes on this channel. Go watch all the videos on modes. And then, you know, go check out Modal Mastery on guitarmastery.net if you want to. See you in the next free video. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.